All right. 1, 2, 3. I
can't
can't let you get
let you get
close.
close.
Let's do a retake.
Can we do a retake?
Yeah, we can do a retake. All right, you ready?
Can we do a
Can we do it
redo?
again? I
Can
blinked.
we do a redo? Can we do a redo?
Let's do a
God.
redo. All
My
right.
line got
All right,
stolen. I was gonna do.
three.
I blinked.
3, 2, 1. I can't let
I
you
can't
get
let you get
close. All right, there we go.
I don't know
Welcome
why,
to the
but
second
every time
episode. Okay, one more time. 3,
Snake.
2,
One more time.
1. I can't let you get
I can't let
close.
you get close.
Okay, welcome to the second episode of the Shun Goku Satsu podcast. I realize now that in the image I've removed the film club part, so it really just looks like we're talking about Street Fighter. But no, we're talking about Real Steel, which you also
Instant
can't
prison
tell.
murder, real steel. I can't let you get close.
You also can't tell that we watched Real Steel, except if you watched the last episode like a deranged madman, because the title of the
All the
episode
way
is going
through,
to be
mind you.
just "I can't let you get close." So,
Great marketing here.
So yesterday we watched Real Steel, or I guess last night, not yesterday. Then plus we watched it in the middle of the day, like insane people. And Real Steel is let's pull up the Wikipedia article because I don't know anything about this movie.
So-
Is it,
Even though
You
you
watched
watched
it last
it.
night. What do you mean?
all right,
Did
let's see
you
what
Fall on
Wikipedia
your
has
head
to say.
and forget everything about the movie.
Yeah, I kind of did.
the
Real
only
Steel
thing
is a 2011 American science fiction sports film starring Hugh Jackman and Dakota Goyo and co-produced and directed by Sean Levy for DreamWorks Pictures. The film is based on the short story Steel, written by Richard Matheson, which was originally published in the May 1956 edition of the Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction, which was later adapted into a 1963 Twilight Zone episode called Casey at the Bat. Okay, so
Jesus, didn't know it was an adaptation.
yeah, so this was chosen by Caleeb because apparently it is the greatest movie in his mind. Yeah, last episode he says it's one of his favorite movies. So like, I don't know what.
Dude, I was a weird kid.
Was
What
you
do
like
want from me?
dropped on your head?
I mean, I
Yeah,
have
was.
ADHD.
How hard was he dropped on his head?
I mean,
To be
Also-
to be completely honest, I enjoyed Mr. Deeds a bit more than.
That's a low blow, man. That's a low blow.
All right. No, now we
Okay, I
gotta
enjoyed-
hear out on this one.
and
Actually, no, let's go
Adam's-
to the film first, and we'll get there.
so
Okay.
concept of this movie is that it takes place in an alternate 2020 in which where robots completely replaced human beings in boxing in such a rapid and radical like process people forgot that humans boxed to begin with, which is a really weird part of the movie considering that it only takes place over like 20 years. But it follows Hugh Jackman as a guy named like Charlie or something like that who
Charlie,
buys
yes,
Charlie.
his biological or sells his biological son to his aunt and uncle or his
Yeah,
father-in-law
it should be noted.
or brother.
One of the arching
brother-in-law.
themes,
He's
it's his
incredibly
aunt and
rich.
uncle.
Yeah.
No, it's the
The
ultimate goal of the
overarching
child.
theme is that a child's life being sold is the most important plot element and the reason for all of their success.
That's
And it was
true.
also
Child
more
trafficking
gambling
man,
money.
too.
Literally is the reason why they
Up
get
front.
money in the end of the movie.
Mhm. So, I guess we're only 3 minutes into the podcast, but I guess we'll start the plot recap. So, the movie begins with our protagonist of Huge Jackman sitting in a he's outside like a county fair in Texas, right?
I
And
think
he's-
so.
yeah, and he's got a robot which is named like what?
No, it wasn't Noisy Boy. It was,
It wasn't Noisy Boy. It was
No, this was the second.
It
Stupid.
wasn't
Ambush.
Ambush.
There it
He's got
is.
this robot named Ambush, which is like every robot in this movie looks like it would kill somebody instantly, right? And he's
Yeah,
decided
like
to
if-
enter this. He's decided to enter this bull into, this robot named Ambush into a fight with a bull, and then he gets angry that the bull is larger than expected. Like his robot will
But
not
his
just
bot couldn't
murder the
just-
bull instantly. So the guy who's in charge of the state fair's like rodeo thing is like jipping Charlie out of a fair fight by getting a larger bull than promised.
A fair
And-
fight, mind you, that he would have easily
Just
won
Rook
this
versus
fight.
Animal.
Yeah. So Charlie is fighting. This is the beginning of the movie. He's like an alcoholic. Nobody likes him, and like he's kind of washed out. and he has to fight. He's entered this robot into a fight at a rodeo at a county fair with a bull that's like named Black Thunder or something like that. And
Yeah.
and
Real veal, black
real veal.
thunder.
So
Real
there's this so like think about it. Okay, imagine in your mind like literally like the red the like you can see on the screen of the image that I stole from somebody else the blue robot and Rock'em Sock'em Robots. That's basically what it is, right? And it's fighting a cow, right? Sorry, not a cow, a bull with horns and everything like that, and it somehow loses. This robot with that weighs like 2 tons and can like throw like hydraulic fist punches and stuff like that loses to a bull. Okay.
I guess he was made out of real steel.
He wasn't made out of real steel, but the bull was made out of real veal. Like,
Yeah.
it loses this steel.
Look,
This
bull gets his neck broken from a fucking punch.
yeah, right.
It didn't just
Well-
lose. It didn't just lose.
It
It literally
died.
got delimbed. It died. There was no like
I'm
Some-
pretty sure.
Separated
I'm
around
pretty
the
sure
ring.
Black Thunder. I'm pretty sure what it was is Black Thunder was a member of the Nation of Islam.
Stop.
Simple.
Okay.
No,
No,
not getting
no,
into that.
we're not getting into the Nation of Islam.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. We're not doing
We
this.
will have a we will have a we will have a we will have a we will have a side quest after we get to the point of the film where Connor died. So this robot
reference before we get to that part. You're getting pulled off the wheel.
this robot got
Giving
destroyed.
Steven your spot.
This robot gets completely destroyed by a bull, and Charlie, the protagonist, decides that he like before this fight happens, he's going to like bet that Ambush can beat the bull like really quickly. And he puts like $20,000 on the line, which he claims to be able to pay, and then he ends up being a lying bastard. So he escapes out of the state fair while the guy's goons chase after him, and he goes back to his base. Actually, no, sorry, that's not right. His goons aren't chasing after him. It's guys from Child Protective Services, and they go, "Oh, by the way, your son is your ex-girlfriend is dead, and you have a biological son that you need to go sign the custody hearing for, right?" And Charlie shows up at the courthouse, and they're doing like the custody court thing, and
He walks in
So that would be-
after what
he
we
walks in
discussed.
wasted.
He doesn't
Yeah.
actually, but it's our headcanon. This dude just smashed a bunch of beers on his way up.
Yeah, drunk driving in Texas, as per
And
usual.
So he arrives in, and the judge goes, "Well, okay, so as legally this goes to next of kin, the father has to sign away custody to the kid, right? And then like if he wants to, and he decides, well, yeah, I don't want this kid. I've got my other life to do. And then
But I also need money.
but the uncle of the kid who the kid's name is Max. We're gonna just call him Max for the rest of the movie. He tells him like, well, we really want him. We really want to adopt him, but we're going to Italy in a few weeks, and we just can't afford to bring him along because of the plans that are already set up. So I'm gonna. And then Charlie and he goes like, could you please watch him for the summer? And Charlie goes, give me $100,000, and
No. He tries to sell him first for $50,000,
That's
and then
true.
that gets brought up,
Goes
so he
up.
demands $100,000.
And Charlie
Yeah.
basically sells his son for $50,000.
$100,000.
Not a good first
$100,000.
thing.
No,
Like
but
this
he
is
didn't- he
this
didn't
is
take the
straight
100
up
at the
this
end.
is child trafficking. Anyway,
But the best
um,
part is
The norm for
the
Texas.
sister-in-law, right?
Yep.
Not in law,
this-
they weren't married. The aunt.
The
Or the aunt,
Deborah.
right? Yeah, Deborah.
at her name, I don't
They,
know.
she
Yeah.
genuinely wants to take care of this kid. She's like, hey, look, we have a stable income, a stable house, right? We can give Max
give him a good
Stable,
life.
They're fucking loaded.
Yeah.
It should be noted, they're
right?
loaded.
Yeah, they're loaded.
Incredibly rich.
But the way that the movie does this makes her seem like the absolute biggest prick.
Because you gotta empathize.
I don't know, I
with-
think you were reading
with
into that way
alcoholic
too
Hugh
much.
Jackman. See, at this point of the movie, though, Steven made a joke about how like the child trafficking rates he made a joke about the child trafficking rates in Texas, and I misinterpreted it as the prices of children in Texas, and I was like, damn, is it cheap there or something?
I was like, it's kind of high. Like 20, 30 at most.
Anyway, so Hugh Jackman buys his son or sells his son to his I guess son's uncle. Well, I guess whatever. And so he's literally like stuck with this kid for an entire summer because there's nowhere else for him to go. But he's also like technically not his son. I mean, he's not his guardian. I guess he is until whatever,
No, he's
but
just legal guardian.
he is his legal guardian
For a few
until they
months.
come back. So Max shows up and Max tags along with him, and he goes to the gym where he makes his robots. See, there's like a weird parallel, right? Like, cause like everyone else is made in like all the other robots are in like garages and labs and whatever, and he's taking care of his robots in a gym. Cause this is just Rocky. Like, this is just Rocky with robots. So,
It's robot
child
fighting
trafficking.
time.
and there's the greatest line in the movie where he's bought this robot from Japan, or originally was made in America, but then went to Japan to compete there, and then went all over the world. And
No, it's built in
and he's
Japan, and then it went to Brazil.
that well, yeah, whatever. So,
Yeah.
but it's got voice control activation in it, and Charlie's trying to get him to do stuff, and then Max walks over to him and steals the headset and gives him commands in Japanese, and it works. And then Charlie goes, "Well, how do you know Japanese?" And Max just looks at him and tells him that all the great bootlegs of video games are better in what am I trying to say? All the great
Isn't
video games have
true.
better Japanese bootlegs. Like, that ain't right, but all right. First off, how do you know you learn Japanese just to play shittier versions of video games? Which is funnier to think about to begin with. Imagine learning Japanese just to play Takeshi's Challenge.
It's just a power inherent to all of us gamers. We just
And-
know Japanese.
Yeah, that's the best part is he goes, "I'm a
Yeah.
gamer." And then that's just the weirdest part. Is like he was like, "Why do you know Japanese?" Like, "I'm a gamer." Like, that doesn't mean anything. But this is supposed to show us that Max is incredibly intelligent, obviously. So
Because all gamers are intelligent. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
so
We all know Japanese.
So, Charlie takes Noisy Boy, which is supposed to be like a championship boxer robot thing, right?
Yes, it used to be a championship boxing bot.
And he takes him to like an underground fight, and Charlie makes the stupid decision that he is going to put him up against the best one because he's got the best robot, and that means he's going to win. So, Charlie goes up against this robot named Midas, and Noisy Boy gets the shit kicked out of him like instantly. First off,
Well, I think the best thing is they build Noisy Boat up. He's like, oh, he fought in the big leagues. He fought in the big. They won't shut up about how he fought in the big leagues, but nobody seems to realize is that Charlie hasn't fought in the big leagues, and he's the one controlling said
Yeah.
robot.
Especially on the
means-
Brazilian big leagues.
Yeah,
well,
they go
Yeah.
crazy over there.
I think at this point though it's important to mention that we had a running gag for the whole watch time that he's gonna enter into he continues to enter in tournaments and it's just the ball again.
Real deal.
Our rewrite for the film would have been called Real Veal, and it's about
Now, I
Charlie
will
buying
say-
the bull instead of another robot.
Now I
and
will
just
say,
continuously entering him into different and bigger.
Noisy
bigger
Boy gets a
tournaments.
couple good hits off in this fight, right? If we
Oh,
go back to
more
our
than a
fight
couple.
analysis, right? He hits the ultimate "I cannot let you get close" as he hits a double fist right to the center of Midas, sending him flying across the ring.
Can't let you get
Boy
close.
gets some crazy ass hits off, and then he gets slammed once by Midas, and he's just
He gets
fucking
slammed
super
once by Midas, and then
concussion.
Charlie forgets how to speak into a microphone.
That's true. He completely forgets all the things that were currently working and gets out like a dictionary to figure out what
Jab,
to do.
jab, jab, jab.
We established the
son
loads of
is-
money or one of the bot's moves that's inherently programmed within it is something to do
It's-
with shitloads of money
because he
because he
keeps
kept covering the microphone to whisper to Max about money.
Anyways, but all while this, Max is losing his mind because he's watching Charlie botch a fight that could have been an easy win had he, took the time to remember some combos instead of panicking the first time he gets hit in the ring like a brand new boxer.
So,
Usually everybody's
So-
got a plan until they get hit in the face. Well, apparently everybody's got a plan until they get chucked across the ring.
Yeah.
so so they lose the fight. Noisy Boy gets completely scrapped, and now Charlie has no money
Not
to spend.
scrapped.
No,
he
yeah,
gets
he's
his
dead.
arm cut off and he gets decapitated. The head flies out of the ring and probably kills someone. We don't ever see it again.
No, we
It's-
do. I think they're
Yeah, yeah,
attaching it to like a steel beam, and he
head gets
sold it for $400.
Yeah, it becomes he
Oh,
sells it
yeah,
for $400 because it's now a decoration. So Charlie needs like another robot, right? So he goes to this junkyard with his son. He goes to this dangerous junkyard where both of them can be arrested. And goes with his son to go find a new parts for robots so they can fix Noisy Boy or make a new one or whatever. And there's a great Wile E. Coyote moment where Max is standing on like the edge of a cliff, and Max goes, "Well, it's not gonna fall," and the entire thing collapses underneath him. And he
Not only did
slides
he
down
say
this.
that right,
He,
he
sli-
looks down.
he does look down.
He broke the one rule.
And then they slide down this hill, and Charlie goes after him, and Max is being held up by this like robot arm that's sticking out of a cliff, and he goes, "Wow, that was lucky!" And they get him off. Ooh, whoa! They get him out of the cliff, out of the
There you
pit,
go.
and Charlie goes, "Look, it's a robot. Anyway, let's leave it alone." And Max goes, "No, this thing saved my life. I want him." He goes, "You can leave him there."
Which,
So
mind you, saved
Max
his life.
digs up this robot, puts him into a wagon. This robot that weighs like 1,000
Himself.
pounds by himself.
They
He
say
puts it
it
into a
weighs at
wagon.
least 2 tons at some point in the movie.
He says about 1,000
Yeah.
pounds. So he
Not
goes-
to
No,
mention
no, she
that
implied
too.
multiple tons.
and then he
Yeah.
gets him into a wagon somehow, and then gets him out of the field, and he somehow Max manages to do all this by himself, and Charlie just goes, "Huh, that's cool." And then they go
Oh,
back to the
also,
gym.
Before
Max-
we move on,
when he gets back,
on
Max
the
said-
cliff.
Max,
was
One at a time.
Steven, rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot.
You go first.
Anyways. Yeah.
Let the guest go
Anyways,
first.
Yeah, go first, Steven.
No, it should be mentioned that where he dug him up off the edge of that muddy cliff, how did he even get the cart down there? Because it's down,
Yeah.
it'll take
Yeah,
don't-
'cause it was steps. And like a
There's
ladder.
only stairs.
No, but not to mention that Adam is literally Adam, the robot that he digs up, right, is
Yeah.
literally on the verge of falling into effectively the void for whatever reason. There is just a hole into nothingness.
Yeah.
But
So-
well, there's some
You're
miraculous
telling me
costume
you
changes
can
when Max-
suspend reality when it comes to a movie about robot boxing, but you can't suspend reality when it comes to kids pulling feats that are literally impossible? Maybe he really,
Hey,
really wanted that
bro,
robot. Okay?
He obviously got a power up when he put on that
It's
wife
because
beater,
he's a
'cause The next
gamer.
scene we
It's
see
'cause
is when
he's a
he's
gamer.
No,
running
no,
when
you
he's
are s-
pulling
you
the
are s-
robot.
But he's not wearing the He's not wearing the wife beater
Yeah.
yet. He gets
No,
the
he's
wife
wearing
beater.
Believe it or
later.
not, he
I
had
think
a
he's-
premonition that this was the only way to protect himself from Christian, and that's how he magically did that feat.
What?
Holy shit.
Where did Christian come
Christian?
into
What the
this?
hell?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
What
I'm
is he
paying
doing,
almost
dude?
no attention to the conversation at hand. if I'm being
No,
completely
obviously.
real with you. It's
Uh,
because the plot of this
By the
movie is
time he
just so bad that I almost fell asleep if it weren't for one very specific image.
okay,
No,
so
it's around
Max,
this time when the image does come
so
up.
Max brings him back to brings the robot that he digs up, which is this old sparring robot. And the funniest part about this movie is that they keep making the claim it's like, oh, he's an old sparring robot. He's not good at anything. Like, he's just built to be destroyed. Which means
he can
which
take a
implies
hit,
that
but he
every
can't-
other robot in existence has like less armor than this sparring robot does. Like, it can clearly lay people out, so it's already good at what it does. So why not just make robots designed this way?
Oh, but you see that way they
Right.
can't put on all the
The
fucking
concept that it's built,
LEDs.
the specific robots built to take blows and other ones aren't is just so
Why
fucking
wouldn't you
insane.
make it more like this, right?
So,
Yeah.
so we're
So we
going.
have concluded that
so
that
we-
is not. I've concluded that that is not the case.
So
Adam
they bring.
has
they-
the soul of a dead
Yeah,
child
no,
trapped
no.
inside
Soul,
of it.
soul. Adam has some kind of human soul trapped inside of it. It's the only explanation. So they bring the robot back to the gym, and they're looking over it, whatever. And we're making jokes about like robot raging bull, right? And it's like, oh, this robot. It's like this is an old one. He's out of his prime. He beat his wife too much, and like whatever. And then Connor makes a joke about, oh yeah, this robot was like one of the old ones. He joined the Nation of Islam, like Muhammad Ali. And then that prompts Steven to get out the image that is currently his picture on the image, which is Anya Taylor-Joy holding a shirt with Yakub on it, and it says "progenitor of the white race." And that is it. What you are hearing right now is
Creator
exactly.
of the white
That's exactly right.
race.
And what you are hearing right now is how Connor reacted to it for a full 5 minutes.
I've got the image pulled up again. It's funny.
And we had to stop watching the movie for 10 minutes because Connor would not stop laughing at the Anya Taylor-Joy photo. No, it was a lot of us. It's just
We
funny.
were all
I think
dying
it was all of
equally.
us.
We had to take
I
another
just
back
wanna
room
know
and shoot real
why.
fast.
We were all giggly for the rest of the movie because we kept looking back at that image.
We made more than one Nation of Islam reference after that.
We made a lot of Nation of Islam references during this.
I
But
think that entertained us more than the entire movie.
did
I
you
was
guys
the same movie we stopped yapping.
Did you guys know that in the theology of the Nation of Islam, Moses tried to rehabilitate the white race and realized that we were a lost cause, so he just threw dynamite at us?
Yeah.
You see us now?
That's real. That's canon to the Nation of Islam.
So, anyways, after the 5 minutes of laughter ends, we get on to the
Yeah.
next scene.
Yeah.
It
I
felt
don't.
more like 10 minutes.
It was a lot.
it was a lot more
was
than
probably
5.
more. It was probably 10. Let's be honest.
Oh, this is at this point we also had to switch who was streaming it because someone's internet was using a hotspot.
Well, he's in a
Well,
hotel.
yes, but
Granted
that's
to
Why?
clemency.
No. What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Now we
Anyway,
could.
yeah.
It's at this point we can actually not count the pixels anymore.
We could actually see.
This
Yes,
is true.
we could
We
actually-
also switched services altogether,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
probably the wiser
We
move.
we changed locations in Vietnam.
We do not.
Yeah.
We don't condone piracy here, but man, is it nice.
It's VPN.
The Shun Goku Satsu Film Club podcast does not endorse piracy, but also I am not spending $9 on Real Steel. No, actually,
Poor
no, fuck it.
Mr.
We do
D.
endorse piracy because that's the only way this show would be made otherwise.
There is no way we.
That's
could
not true.
find
We
somebody
could
who
just
would
have
go up
actual
with that.
physical watch-togethers where we all group up in a room and
And we
spend
have
2
to- we
hours
have-
of our lives.
We had to get Keaton
well,
a
that would
plane
mean-
ticket, and then Spoid, and then Steven,
Yeah.
and
Drive.
whoever
That
else
would
was
require
so
me to drive. I don't like driving. That would require me to drive.
Yeah,
You're
you're
gonna make me
lazy.
drive.
Oh
Drive.
no, God forbid you have to
drive.
drive 20 minutes to my house.
Keaton's driving 22 hours to go and
Yeah,
watch
that's
Real
2-hour
Steel.
drive.
It's not 22
don't think
hours
I
from
would do
Keaton's
that.
house. It's only like 15.
Keaton,
Gets here, goes,
Keaton, would you drive
"Man."
15 hours to watch Real Steel?
No.
My point stands.
It'd
Anyway,
be really
so-
funny though.
So, I don't remember what happens. There's the scene where Max turns on. He turns on Adam, and he discovers Adam has a shadow boxing feature, which apparently no robot other in the world does, which is pertinent to
really
later point in
strange.
the plot because Charlie used to be a boxer, so that's cool, right? So, Charlie starts.
Oh, it should be noted, real quick. The shadow boxing mode is actually just telekinesis, and the bot can
It's
read your mind
true.
and read your inputs
Yeah,
before you make
So-
it.
because it does the same inputs as you while it's like side to side at you and looking straight ahead. Like I'm telling you that
yeah,
there's the soul of a dead child trapped in that robot.
Well, that's even better though, because like Max turns on Charlie. What the fuck? Max turns on Adam, and then like,
Oh.
looks
Max
in
turns
it-
on
look-
Charlie.
Now,
Whoa.
this is the moment.
Max turns on Adam,
And
and
then
looks
they
into his
roll
eyes,
credits.
and then they just flicker. Right? And you're like, oh my god, you kidding me? This robot is real. There's a part where like Max makes like Adam hold him up in the rain and just looks into his eyes. Like, I understand you. Like, that is a robot. You understand that you are talking to a machine, right?
I think the best part was our discussion of like one wrong move with the shadow box feature and
you can
Max just
kill a lot of
crushes
people.
himself.
Times, yeah.
I don't
So,
think we
which
thought
brings
about
up
it
our ne-
properly.
which brings
Maybe
up our
Max
next
was
point,
just
right,
the first
was-
tech priest.
it's possible.
Probably.
was
Which
our
brought
next
up our next
point,
point was right. If he's able to perfectly shadow box, like perfectly copy the moves of anybody, why do you need to have him box? Just drop him on the floor of Wall Street, have him copy the schmuck next to him, and just make bank.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I need to know when the boxing robots get to the point where they're used for terrorist attacks.
So which is this is
Yeah, that
led
was
to many
a-
conversations of what this is the prequel to. If it's the prequel to iRobot, Pacific Rim, or Warhammer.
Well, I think our favorite part
Remember, there was
was the
there
joke
was an
about-
AI uprising. There was an AI uprising in Warhammer.
I remember a
Okay, so
joke
really,
about
is it the
whether or
prequel
not
to any science fiction writing in the past? I don't know, 40 years.
I really appreciated
could be.
Keaton's suggestion of the ISIS might have boxing robots.
They
And then
might.
it's possible. I mean,
Well,
and
You
then
don't know.
see, like
Complexes
it's at
have
this
to
point in
happen.
the movie where we thought about like the world building. It's like, what else are robots used for? And our joke was that they were used for sex and for boxing. And then later in the movie, there's like a ring girl robot that's just like dressed like looks like a human being, and it has like the proper anatomical features. I'm like, oh my god, we're right. There are only two options.
Those
Or
are like
was it
the
a
only
woman
two
wearing a very
robots.
sparkly outfit?
Yeah.
Those are the only two robots that are in the movie, so therefore those are the only two robots that exist in that world.
That exists, yeah.
Anyways,
you don't
so
ever
Keaton,
see any other robot.
They're only for
You're-
boxing or
Intercourse.
You're making a
Sex.
boxing robot that
Boxing or
represents-
banging.
You're making a robot that represents ISIS. What do you name the robot?
I'll let you decide that.
What would that
Your
be?
robot.
We could go with running bit here.
Good choice.
only one real-
Good choice.
Well, we made that joke though. It was like, what if we have like they're going through the list and they run into a robot that's named Jakub, and we're like, oh, no. And then it's like they're not fighting the Nation of Islam; they're just fighting some Arab robot that's just named Jacob.
I was gonna say that's the thing we were talking about was like all the different random names. Like someone has to go through a list and read off Goober 5000 as a boxing robot.
One of the robots was named Wall Street, which just reminds me of the IRS from WWE. Like,
Well, I mean, they do go beat up a neo-Nazi robot.
can we have Robot Sting?
I think
What
I'd
does he
prefer
just
robot
descend to the
wrestling
rafters?
over
Robot wrestling would
yeah.
have been cooler.
McMahon is just a head in a jar in the future.
This thing is.
Come
plug
on
in
out,
what?
you rapist! Oh my God, it's Vince McMahon.
Alright. So, anyways, they're scrapping together this plot, right? They're like, all right, we don't know if it'll power on. It powers on, right? Yada yada yada.
Wait, now we're
you know,
backtracking where we are in
yeah,
the plot.
yeah,
Hold
Well, we
on.
backtracked
Yeah,
Mr.
so-
Deeds a lot. We have
We did.
presidents to do it.
So,
I
anyways,
suppose.
Charlie goes.
I started
You know,
black.
he has something to deal with at the World Robot Boxing. I forget what it is exactly, but he's like, you know what, Maxwell, I'm gonna take you there too. You know.
Yeah,
They
I
hop
completely
in, they
forgot
Before we get
that.
to that point, we
They
have to mention
take-
the fucking
They take Adam
Dr.
for whatever
Peppers.
reason.
Oh no, that's
no,
next.
no,
That's
not yet.
next.
Not
That's
yet,
after the
not yet.
zoo.
So, anyways, so he takes him to the thing, right? You know, Max has a great time. He goes watches Zeus, the main antagonist robot, absolutely just demolish Aquabot. I think it's called. What it was
Axelrod.
called. Axelrod. Thank you.
Axelrod.
Axelrod, which results in it. All that's left of Axelrod is a torso and two arms that are just spazzing out. And we later do get the video of what happened, and it's pretty gnarly.
Bro got Darth Mauled.
Worse, he also
Yeah.
got decapitated.
No, he
but
still had his head.
anyways, no. It was the head, and then Zeus spun back around because the head wasn't enough, and then took the legs out from underneath it.
When did that happen? I do not remember this bit.
It's when they're going back.
I think it's just making
Shoot.
shit up for attention.
It's
Ignore
when
him.
they're going to go fight Twin
Sorry.
Cities, right? And it's showing off, or it's when they're going to fight Zeus, right? And it's showing off all the previous Zeus fights that they've won, right? And you can see Axelrod get absolutely demolished. Anyways, back to my point. So, you know, Charlie and Max has a great time. Charlie does whatever, right? And, you know, Max is now even more like, I want to let my robot fight. You know, I gotta go do stuff, right? And Charlie was like, all right, there's this place called the Zoo. I'm gonna take you there, but you're gonna lose. So,
I hate you, kid. I just want you to feel pain.
so Ladnie, if you want to talk about the zoo for us and how it is
Um,
the perfect venue.
They meet
So-
the world's biggest The Clash fan.
They just meet Sid Vicious. So they go to this place
Maybe
that's
the
just in a
nicest guy in the universe.
It's true. They meet a guy who's just is like in charge of like this abandoned zoo, and they do these underground robot boxing tournaments and like whatever. And he's this guy that's like massive mohawk and like tattoos all over him.
He's got
And
like
you
an
ex-
anarchy
And
tattoo.
yeah, and he looks like really intimidating. And the best part of it is
No,
he's genuinely like the nicest
Remember,
dude they
It
meet.
was an Avengers.
he gives
tattoo,
this
not
kid
an-
shows up. This kid shows up with a bot on his doorstep. Ask him for a fight the day of, and the guy's like, all right, I'm game.
And the best part is that the guy treats him like an equal. Like he goes for a handshake, and he doesn't talk down to him or belittle him.
He doesn't like pull his hand away last second. He doesn't like he only trash talks when Max trash talks him.
Because
Like, they only
because
really
they're
go back
because
and
they're
forth.
it's a part of the game, right? Like it's a part of the
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
right? And then when Max
He
so
whips out a super cool definitely scrapped together in his backyard robot. Like Metro for
this
being
this
a
guy
robot
is
built by
this dude's
one
just
dude
awesome.
is a really cool robot. Like
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fights
the thing's
this.
made out of scrap metal, but it works.
So
It
Max.
just works.
So the rule that they set up this match where Adam has to survive against Metro, the robot owned by the real nice dude. For
He
you know
could have
you know
also
who this guy is? You ever seen the "Whoops, my anarchy" symbol video? That's him. Um, so the match is that if Adam survives a minute against Metro, he'll win like something amount of money. I don't remember what it was.
I
And
think it was
$1,000.
I think it's 10,000, right? Because they do double or
No, it
nothing
wasn't.
later.
No,
It
it
wasn't
was
10.
1,000, and then it was doubled to 2.
maybe.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So
Either way, good chunk of change, right?
So
for
the punk
amateur
guy.
level fight.
So they're fighting, right? And Adam manages to survive against Metro, the cool robot with the sledgehammer.
And the crowd boos, right? They're
and the
upset
crowd
because they're
boos 'cause they wanted
fan
a-
favorite.
And they wanted a real like fight to conclusion. So he's like, "Oh man,
Yeah.
they're kind of."
And
so
also
he goes
probably
out and
because
goes,
every single
he-
one of them were gambling and they just lost
Yeah.
a bunch of money
Yeah,
whenever
so he
the
goes-
underdog robot. Like, let's be realistic here.
So
I doubt it's because they're
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So-
but
people with good
he
motivation.
runs out. He's like, I know. I'll fix it. And goes, all right, double or nothing. We go another minute, right?
And the moment that Max says yes, he goes, "All right, cool," because he in his
Sounds
mind
good.
he is not competing against Charlie. He's competing against Max. He shook his hand. So
That is
Well, that's
not-
because
that
Max
not,
is the one using the robot.
yeah,
It's not Charlie's robot.
it's not Charlie's robot. So, Max goes against the punk guy again, and for the second round, and he realizes that Metro has some kind of, I can't remember what it was. Like he
It's
wails
has
in
a
the
towel
heart
or
really
something.
hard.
No. So what he does, right, is
Yeah.
Metro goes for that foot plant.
Yeah, okay.
Adam backsteps.
And then
Metro's
uppercuts.
left wide open and hits him with the double uppercut, literally taking Metro's jaw off. Critical system failure. Metro takes out his own head with his sledgehammer.
Yeah,
arm,
he just
right?
starts beating himself in the
And-
head with the sledgehammer.
and then just combust, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
he
so
just
then
catches on
fight's
fire
over,
for no
right?
goddamn
Fight's over,
reason.
right? You expect a guy who's like leading a really like shady fighting ring to like go like, yeah, I'm not gonna give you the money, right? Dude comes out, goes, here's your money,
No,
Max
and it's there is no
comment.
smarminess. There is no. He goes like, "Good fight, man." He hands him the money. And you're like,
Yeah,
this guy's
like,
awesome.
Max makes a bit of a snarky comment because he's a child, right?
Yeah.
He's
he
a
kinda,
literal
like,
child, and the guy just kind of like leers at him, right? But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't
snap.
face him
He
out.
is the
He's just
bigger
like,
man.
I lost.
He's an annoying
I
little
lost.
Dr. Pepper addict.
So yeah, well
don't
now we
like
get to
him.
that. See,
I would have
Ladnie.
much preferred for an alternate cut of the movie where the
It's
guy in
alcohol.
charge of the zoo just tags along for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's-
there's
he's
just a running
comedic
gag where he's
relief.
just a nice dude.
Yeah.
Like
That
So
or at the very
anyways,
end, he's in the final arena cheering the kid on.
that'd be perfect too.
So, anyways, here's like the final. So Charlie now starts seeing value in this robot. Goes
Yeah.
as they're leaving, a guy with a horrible haircut goes, "Have I got to fight for you?" Literally,
Yeah, exactly
much
like
literal.
that.
Just walks up like straight up like early 1920s boxing scumbag.
You fight robots
Yeah.
real good. I got a round for you.
You fight them real good now.
And so they're on the road now. They stop at it. They're stopping back. Charlie goes off to bed. Right. Max, he's doing whatever. Right. We
Max
see him
is
like
awake
working
for
on
the
some
whole
stuff.
night.
Nah, he does not
He's
do
in a
that.
wife
say,
beater.
Well, the first scene is we see him just working on some stuff, right? There's one can of Dr. Pepper. Cue the next scene as Charlie wakes up and is walking outside. Max is still up. He is now dancing with Adam via shadow box feature, and littered around.
And
him are
also
just-
an
are
iPod,
just-
because in 2020,
Yeah.
iPods are still the way to use.
We've never
use
escaped
it.
the
Yeah.
iPod.
They still have the
so
iPods while also
literally-
using hollow Nokias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So littered around Charlie are just he's wearing a wife beater. He's covered in oil. He's probably just got done beating his wife. Max is just there's just crushed cans of Dr. Pepper laying
No,
everywhere.
they're not crushed. They are just
Yeah.
straight cans of
Oh,
Dr.
no,
Pepper.
no.
Because if you crush
There
them,
is
you can't tell
there
what
is
what
one
brand they
can of
are.
crushed.
Yeah.
There's one crushed can on the table, but all of them have their labels towards the camera. And it's the greatest scene ever.
I mean,
hate
how
I
else
swear
are
to
they
God, there
gonna
has to be at
sell
least like
Dr.
12
Pepper
of
to
them
us?
there.
It's like the
Like I
Truman
said,
Show.
the advertisements in this are well, the advertisements in this are supposed to be like this is supposed to be our Earth, right? In the
Yeah.
future, right? So all the advertisements are like really strangely like surreal to see. With the best one
Like
being is
Xbox
in the final
The
720.
teaser.
Xbox
It's the
720.
Xbox 720, the logical
No, it's Del Taco. Fuck you, Keaton's right.
Del
And
Taco
Sprint
is
Taco
right.
all of you
Also
pointed
free
out
Sprint
Del
real
And
quick.
Taco at
it's Sprint
different
Mobile, which is a company
intervals.
that hasn't existed since 2018.
Oh my god, I forgot about Sprint.
Yeah.
I used to have Sprint. They sucked.
Which is why T-Mobile owns them now. You
Yeah.
you know that map of like all of the 5G towers in like the United States, and Nebraska is like has a perfect outline around it because nobody
Yeah.
lives there. There's not a 5G
Oh,
tower in Nebraska.
I
There's a
I
few in
don't know why, but I
Alaska,
thought
but
you were about
none
to-
in Nebraska.
So, anyways, right? Charlie goes, I think that could be our shtick, right? You go dance with the robot, right? And Max is like, all right, I'll dance with the robot if you teach the robot how to fight. Which starts a really weird montage. which
There
you
is
can
no
only really
AI in
explain-
the robot. It is
Yeah, there's no AI robot. Like the only thing you can go is like, oh, it has a recording feature as well, right? But it is just
But it's also
Charlie throwing-
assumed that it has a recording feature.
Yeah,
Never
that's
is it
said.
implicitly stated.
yeah. Otherwise, it is just Charlie out here boxing in shadow mode and calling it, yeah, I taught the robot how to fight.
I think my favorite part about this movie is that they try to make it analogous, like completely analogous to like robot, like real boxing. So they're like, we want Adam for a sparring robot for Zeus. Like, why do you need a sparring robot for Zeus? He's not going to get
Yeah, yeah.
better at the sport.
So
Yeah,
By
yeah,
getting
so-
beat up.
so pursue a Rocky training montage of beating a bunch of like lower end competition up, going up the thing. Hits a sick
What was-
combo
no,
off
no,
this
what
one
was-
robot called Blackjack. who
Yeah.
is
So
promptly a
note,
neo-Nazi robot.
please note that these robots are never given names. Caleeb has memorized the names of them from the Real Steel mobile robot fighting game that came out in like 2013.
That and the there was a Real Steel robot boxing game on Xbox 360. I played. the
Okay,
crap
that
out of
works
that.
too. All right.
Just
bit
wait till he
better
starts
than the
talking
mobile
about
game.
Pacific Rim.
Oh, dude,
yeah, we'll be done. We'll
I
be
actually
here for
don't know
hours.
all the name of the kaiju.
Autism
I'm gonna be honest.
perpetuates.
I know a number of them.
Yeah.
I have
Anyways,
never seen Pacific
so-
Rim. The closest
Either
I
have
have
I.
seen, the closest I have seen to Pacific Rim is that one meme of my mom looks away from me while I'm at the water park and I walk waist deep into the wave pool.
No,
Never to be
damn
seen
well.
again.
Hold on,
Well,
If we ever-
hold on.
If we ever end up watching that, we can just let Caleeb in here by himself, and he can talk about
Yeah.
it for like 3 hours.
Anyways, so it beats up a bunch of robots, right? And it ends with them getting a fight offer to go fight in the World Robot Boxing League against Twin Cities.
Which is a stupid design for a robot.
Alright,
That's
Ladnie,
where I
I've
am right
talked
now.
about-
I'm in
I've-
Twin Cities.
I've talked my part, Ladnie. You'll take back over.
This is gonna be a such shorter episode because this movie doesn't have much of a plot. We're only 30
Like,
minutes. We're
Mr.
like,
Deeds
we're
has
Deeds
much
level
more of a
of, like-
plot.
Mr. Deeds
Yeah.
has a plot more than this movie does because this movie
Okay,
is just
that
a
is true.
This
I'll
movie
give it
this
credit
movie
there.
is just an excuse to have robots beat each other up. Like,
Like,
Arguably better than
the
Mr.
plot isn't
Deeds.
good. The plot isn't great, right? Which is fine because the CGI is phenomenal.
CGI is
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. There's a reason why it was
Holds up really
nominated.
well to
It
this
was
day.
nominated for best special effects at the 2011 Academy Awards, which is pretty weird. I mean, but even stranger though, Mr. Deeds was also just an excuse to have a bunch of fights. I don't know what's happening. What kind of movies
Yeah,
are we
they just
picking?
added-
But
guys, why didn't
Just
why didn't-
wait.
why didn't
Just
Mr.
wait.
Why didn't Mr. Deeds shadow box for Adam?
oh, that would be awesome.
He just picks up a guy, another robot, and just starts wailing on him in an
Time to-
illegal move.
I really, you know how much I
uses a,
really, If I were in
Go
charge
on.
of producing and directing in this movie, I would so hard make it. It's like time to fight the World Robot Boxing League champion, and they keep setting it
The
up
bull.
for it to be Zeus, and then it's just the bull again. And then they lose. Like, and it's not even like the close loss that they have at the end of the movie. It is like a handy loss. Like they lose the whole thing. The robot gets destroyed. Like, God damn it!
Like this thing just tears the robot in half. There's nothing
So-
left of it.
So they go up against this robot named Twin Cities, which is a stupid design because it's implied that this robot is controlled via they hired the best like StarCraft 2 players in the world to like sit at the keyboard and control the robot. So like
Straight up Pacific Rim style too. At
yeah,
that.
it's two
Yeah, yeah.
guys doing
They're
it.
sitting next to each other. Each of them have a joystick, right, and a keyboard.
But the robot has
Can
two
always
heads.
find me in the rift.
Presumably that the robot is divided down the half in terms of controls, which is really stupid.
They've got a robot with two heads for no reason. Because the head doesn't even
Have
matter.
you considered it's cool?
That's what we were saying.
Also,
it's just
mind
because
you,
it's cool.
Also, mind you, the head rotates 360 degrees.
Yeah, their head rotates
Yes.
360 degrees, but the robot doesn't need to see to do stuff, right? Because it's all based off of human control, which led us to think that the greatest design that you could have for a robot in this sport would just be like
All arms, no head.
like a fridge. Like the Gonk droid with treads, and then has like 40
Yeah.
arms that like you span out of it, like an
Effectively-
avatar of Vishnu, and he just starts beating people and
Mecha Shiva? Is
Mecha
Mecha Shiva
Yeah,
the
that's like-
ideal?
oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
So
It's
anyway,
Mecha Shiva.
not for the fight breakdown, right? It's pretty even the first part. Adam starts getting tossed around, right? Gets cornered.
Well, here's the
Twin
best part.
Cities just starts throwing. Twin Cities
Yeah.
starts throwing haymakers with his right arm. Max is begging for Charlie to do something because Adam is just getting wailed on, right?
And Charlie just sits there and goes,
Charlie's just like,
"Oh,
I
wait a
I
minute."
can't see anything. I can't see. There's a hitch. There's a hitch in his right shoulder. There's a tail every time
And
he throws that right bomb.
he's talking
that is word for word.
exactly like this to Max, while Adam is just getting painted against the
Yeah,
floor
yeah.
instead of acting on it.
It should be noted.
The best
It
part-
should
the
be
best part
noted that
is
he's
that
finding this
there
hitch.
is-
It's throwing the same fucking
There-
move
yeah.
every time.
Yeah,
At
best
the
part is that it's
same
there's a
rate.
hitch. There's a tell for this move, as if Twin Cities isn't reaching back every time it throws this bomb of a punch into the side of Adam's skull.
And then the better part, it would have been hilarious if he like turns to talk, like he looks at it and goes, "It's a hitch," and then he turns to talk to Max, and like the entire stadium's empty because he waited too long. Like he took him like 4 hours to figure out the weakness. He's like, "Oh,
I
the,
think
the
he
stadium
got
is
punched
empty,
in
but
the
Twin Cities
face,
is
like-
still there punching Adam.
I'm pretty sure he got punched in the head like at least 20 times before he
So, anyways, apparently
realized,
these guys
"Oh, we
went to
can
the
actually defend."
like the Nintendo
Yeah,
School
the hitch.
boss fight design, right? Because apparently hitting it in the literal like glowing boxes on his chest
yeah."
does critical damage to this robot.
The next
because
robot
these
is
are
gonna
freaking-
the next robot is gonna be 2 disembodied hands and a giant glowing eye.
Yeah. But anyways, they start beating it up, right? They punch one head, they punch the other. They start spinning. This somehow dizzies the robot up,
Yeah,
and
how
they
do you
land
dizzy
a
a robot?
they land a meaty uppercut to one of the heads on this robot, instead of doing what the phenomenal move would have been, which would be do the discombobulate that Sherlock Holmes does and just punch him on both sides of the head at the same time. But you know that
that's
would
what-
be
Making
that
robots
cool.
get punch drunk is really weird to me.
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
no,
these
that's
robots
what that's
stumble.
what
They
Zeus
stumble.
does. That's what Zeus does in the final
Yeah.
fight. He does
Well,
moves
Zeus
that
is
are
an AI.
illegal.
Zeus is an AI. They sent
But
him to
even
study
still, how the
boxing
hell did they get
videos.
concussions?
They had this AI study boxing videos. You think it's not gonna know I should be concussed after getting punched in the head?
I'm just saying Zeus, there's a section of the movie where Zeus is doing moves that literally are not allowed in regular boxing. He's just doing like double ear claps on Adam and then uppercutting him and then clapping him on the ears and uppercutting him. Like
Well,
if
he
you were allowed
also
to do
does
that in
throw Adam.
he throws them. Like if you were allowed to like ear clap people in boxing, it'd be the most boring sport ever because it'd just be 2 guys just standing with
Mop.
their arms outstretched going,
Mop.
"You all right, man?
Sure,
You wanna come close?
discombobulate.
Discombobulate,
I
discombobulate,
can't let you get
discombobulate.
close.
I can't let you get close."
Anyways, so because this is real still robot boxing, mind you, but it's got a mix of wrestling in it because Zeus chucks. Yeah, we'll get there.
no,
actually.
yeah, we're still in
Yeah.
Twin Cities.
We almost,
I don't know
we
why
we
we're
almost
talking
just
Zeus
we almost
fight at
just
the end of the
speed
movie.
ran the movie.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
So, anyways, Adam beats Twin Cities, right? And while this, the announcer is giving a speech about who the winner is, Max, like a little piece of crap, steals the microphone from the announcer, but everybody in the ring is just all right. Security does nothing about it because he has a robot.
And apparently he has an Orthodox Reformed rabbi.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
But anyways, he effectively calls out Zeus for and Zeus's team for going, we want to buy your robot just to strap it to a chair and blow it up for science.
Well, more
Like
importantly,
donating your
his
dead
like
mother's body to science.
more importantly, his like speech to Zeus is like really weirdly politically charged. It's like, why are you letting the lower class? I was like, what are you doing, Max? Where did you learn this?
Class consciousness.
Did you?
He played
Did
He
you?
was
Games.
Luigi.
Yeah.
He
Did
plays
you?
video games.
Did he? Was one of his new?
He played
Was one of his?
Mario.
Was his Japanese? One of his Japanese bootlegs like Super Marx Brothers or something? Actually, that's a game where you just play. That's just a game where you play as Groucho and Sluggo. I remember
Anyway,
I ran into
so-
this meme. I ran into this meme though, where it's like somebody like criticizing like communism. And he goes, "Well, I don't like Karl Marx because he refused to act in all the other funny Marx Brothers movies."
So it's one of the now it goes back to one of those things. It goes back to one of those things, right? Of the common trope in like videos where someone who has nothing to lose challenges something who has everything to lose, and the guy who has everything to lose accepts because my pride.
Yeah, I mean he loses no matter what because he's gonna get his butt beat up.
Yeah, you either beat up a poor
He
kid's
wasn't
robot or you
really
get beat
thinking
up by
about
a
the
poor
fact
kid's
that the
robot.
poor kid's robot is, the protagonist, was he?
Yeah, no, obviously not.
They're sitting in the
Anyways.
room saying like, "Do not," like is like weird like Russian tropes. You asking, "Do not accept this fight."
So
Why not?
as
This
they're
kid
lea-
is
as they're leaving,
protagonist.
right?
I understand.
We now, as they're
This kid is
leaving, we
dead.
now need to suddenly add a bit of conflict to the story, right?
Yeah.
As they're walking out, Captain Cowboy from the beginning of the movie
Yeah, the guy who owns
and
the
his
bull.
and his gang of cowboy
The
commandos
real
come
veal,
and
if
beat-
you will.
Real veal.
beat the snot out of not only Charlie but also Max. They beat
Yeah.
up his kid. I mean, not as badly, but they throw some
And, like,
haymakers at him.
After, like, we really need like a spin-off movie where it shows what this dude was going on because he's like Texan Elon Musk, and he's like for some reason a weird menacing force when we already had a villain in the movie. I think we should have just had like a spin-off where it's just him like with his cow like murdering people.
Yeah, you may have you may have beat Zeus, but did you beat Black Thunder?
Like I get that Charlie cheated him out of $20,000, but Charlie had the money right then and there. It's like I'm gonna have to beat you up on principle, and it's like he's never gonna deal with you again.
On principle, he did say, if you don't have my money, I'm gonna beat you within an inch of your life.
Yeah,
He's got to
his credit, he
good to his
did.
deal.
it would have been so funny if Charlie's like, I'll go get the money.
Sorry,
It's my card. It's like,
sorry.
I'm sorry, I gotta beat you up. It's like
Sorry,
Max, go get the
sorry.
robot.
Sorry,
See, that's
it's
honestly
it's
what I was
in the
expecting to
contract.
happen. It's been long enough that I forgot that just isn't what happens in that film. That they
sorry,
don't just
So many
use
chances
the
to use the robot
Sorry,
against people
Charlie,
that
but
they
you
just
signed a
don't
contract
do.
that said if you don't have my money, I get to beat you up within an inch of your life.
It was
Yeah.
she was a,
I mean,
like,
seriously, they
that's
had
not a
the
legal
perfect
agreement.
way to solve every domestic dispute ever, and they choose not to use it. Like, what the hell?
I am
Oh,
not
so-
an
so
animal.
Charlie-
I am not an animal. I am not an animal.
So these guys, right? They're just a bunch of thugs, right? Charlie just haymakers one of the dudes. The dude goes like down like a sack of bricks. Is probably dead, but then gets beat up by everybody else. We've seen videos of real life of where a boxer can take out like 2 or 3 dudes, right?
I
Charlie
like that
just
you
gave-
say we. You mean you.
Well, I just
I
figured we
prowl
all watch the
along
same
on the
crap.
Maybe
weird part of the internet.
Steven, but
We also
We're on
watch
different
Roblox
sides
car
of
crash
violence.
compilations.
yeah, but those are gold.
That
Can
is
we do
cinema.
a look at that? Yeah, can we do an analysis of that for our next movie?
If you win the spin.
All right. Anyways, so Charlie gets not beat out
Wait,
of him,
potion
and then-
sellers on Letterbox. Does that mean if I win the spin, we can do an analysis of potion sellers?
Yes.
Oh no.
I'd like to
Potion.
dissect Potion Seller for 2 hours.
Yeah, make it the longest episode.
Alright.
That'll be our episode
So
10.
Going
Ladnie,
into
you want to talk
battle.
about what happens after the
Well,
forced
they do
conflict?
they do the stupid forced "I don't like you" scene where it's the end of the summer, right? So as per the deal, Max has to go back to his uncle and aunt,
Max
and
knows about this deal, mind
Max
you.
knows
He
about this
was
deal, and he's like,
specifically told by
I
Charlie.
can't believe that you would do. He's like, I don't know what to tell you, kid. This is like literally the deal. So
I signed a contract. I
But
didn't sign a contract.
it's fascinating
but
because
I got a lot of
all
money
of
and I'm very
Charlie's
cool with the
decisions
envelope.
up to now are just completely fucking undone by his decision to send Max away. Like
Yeah.
literally all of the character and story that he's built, he just throws away because it's the end of the summer.
Like
Well, no, it
he
wasn't
could've
just the
been
end of
like,
the summer either.
you
It
know
was
what?
he specifically called them to come back early.
that's
Because
true.
Oh,
they
that's right, because
mentioned
they
that.
got beat up.
He got beat up. And he's like, oh, but I can't defend the child. No, it's not even.
You
anything
have
like that.
the
He just
robot
calls
that
him.
could defend the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Even
which, I forgot to
Mandalorian
mention
had
this
that figured
earlier,
out.
right?
That guy
They
didn't like
s-
robots.
They said earlier, right, that Adam was a sparring robot. So why the fuck did he have a logo engraved on him?
I
Because he's
think-
sick.
I thought Max put that on him.
Uchi Sparrow.
No, Max
No,
did
wait,
not
that's
put it
because
on
the
him.
name
He
is-
found
He
that.
had it. And
That's
he
true.
had it engraved. He had it engraved. Max just put the really nice looking highlights
That's
on it.
right. That's
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
why did the sparring bot have a name like he was out there
So-
fighting?
Okay, so then
Have you
Charlie goes
considered
back
he might
to
just
his.
be cool?
It might not be a sparring bot. The entire
He's
plot is
built
a lie.
different.
It's not actually a
just
sparring
built
bot. Yeah,
different.
Adam was actually a first gen like military like war
Yeah,
robot.
first
that's made with,
gen
like,
killbot.
it's made with like secret military parts that like.
That's what
make
the
it, like,
shadow mode is
stronger.
really for, is so that I could follow people around and stalk them.
Yeah,
Hey, robot gang
it's
stalker. Or after me.
it's like what's it's like
Robot
Baki where,
gang
where he's
stalkers.
walking. Where he's walking behind the guard and he's just perfectly mimicking the dude's movements, but he's like an 8-foot tall giant that should easily be
Khalid,
seen.
Yeah.
Khalid, I gotta ask. Have
Wait,
you seen Baki?
Yeah,
What is it about?
I
boy
don't
versus father.
know.
It's about boy versus father.
Yeah, but like, what is it really about? I understand that there's invisible food, and that like really does matter in the plot.
What?
Yeah,
He also beats up a guy from like the Stone Age.
Well, I know about pickle, but the thing I'm thinking is the freaking solid JJB. It's like, here is a photo of Muhammad Ali. Like, it doesn't make any sense. What is Baki about?
What are you guys talking about right
I
now?
don't
Baki,
know,
all I
man.
know is it's
Boxing
incredibly
the anime.
weirdly roofed men
It's not
They're just, like-
boxing. It's not boxing. It's just like evil blood sport
just
wrestling.
beating the shit out of each other.
I don't know,
yeah.
man. There's Muhammad Ali Jr. It's obviously about boxing.
Yeah. He also
This guy's
kidnaps the
doing more
president.
bones.
He also kidnaps the president to make sure he goes to jail.
Yeah, Obama's
he
there.
as in the main character, not he as in the president.
Yeah.
Let me
But-
imagine my arm is full of joints so I can punch faster than the speed of sound.
Yeah. What's the thing?
That
What's
is
with
a
the
plot
invisible
line.
food? What is it with the invisible food? Like, is that
It's
real?
sim- I will
symbolism
sustain
about
myself
his
on the
father
thought of
actually being a
food.
good dad.
But is it real
Alright, we're
food?
getting- we're getting-
Does he actually
No, it's not
eat?
real food. It is.
Okay.
It's
Let's
shadow. It's like
eat it.
shadow boxing, but instead of shadow boxing, you're shadow cooking and shadow
Yeah.
eating.
The invisible food, Baki.
Anyways,
You gotta eat the invisible food.
Anyways, Shadowbox as a feature is also a dumb name because Shadowbox refers to pretending that you're fighting an opponent, not copying exactly what the person in front of you is doing.
I don't know. I think Shadowbox works
Uh-uh.
pretty good. I'm
How
not
How
gonna
is
lie.
Shadow
dare you
copies what you do?
criticize this fabulous movie?
Dude, I
It
have
is
watched this movie like
shadowing you,
at least
so it is
15
shadow.
times. I'm allowed to
Yeah, no,
criticize it.
Caleeb is John Real Steel. He has the right to criticize this movie because no one loves
That's
it more
fair.
than he does.
No one has
I'm
seen it
allowed
more
to
than
hate the
him.
movie that I love. It's like playing For Honor, right? God, do I hate
No.
that game.
If you're stupid enough to choose to play the game, you don't get a hit on it.
Anyways, so so after hanging out with his new girlfriend, who's also his ex-girlfriend, but they're
Who's
also
also
sleeping
in the
same
movie,
bed.
and we forgot to mention her.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I brought
by
it
the
up
way,
like
it's-
once.
Tariel from the Hobbit movies.
Is
I
it?
can't think of the actress's name. Evangeline Lilly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Anyways, but they're like, okay, you should probably go get the kid back, And Charlie's like, yeah, made a mistake.
I'm sorry that I
bad.
let you get assaulted by gangsters.
My bad. mind you, to win Max over, he straight up gets Adam out, right? Turns him on, mind you, and there's a bunch of little kids standing around Adam that at some sort of freak accident could just get slaughtered.
The funniest part is that like he goes back and he apologizes. First off, this is the point where we mentioned that the plot of the film is so basic that we could talk over it and still understand exactly what they were going to be saying. So
Yeah,
But,
we
like-
did not
The
listen to a
entire
single piece of
film.
dialogue in this
yeah,
entire
we did
movie.
not.
Bruce.
And the best part is like is that the mom, like the aunt, I guess now the mom of Max goes like, whatever. She goes like, "You're allowed to have him for one fight," and he goes, "Well, we're gonna do the Zeus one anyway." And I thought the funniest thing they could have done after that moment is him walking to the car, like smiles and whatever, and then it cuts to a night shot, and it's like literally the same camera angle. The van arrives back in,
Flash
like,
cut,
like
flash cut.
smash cut. Or jump cut straight from the van pulling back in. Like they drive away, right, in the middle of the day, and then they come back at the night, and they get out of the car, and Charlie just like throws Max through the door and he goes, "We fucking lost," and he leaves.
Roll credits.
Roll credits.
We didn't even make it into the ring. What happened, man? The robot bot.
Piece of shit, we lost.
We took a
apparently
wrong
doing
turn
dancing-
and we drove to Minnesota on accident.
Apparently, doing a pre-game dance really is not good for loosening up the gears. It in fact just breaks everything inside the robot, as it is not supposed to be making jumps.
Well, there is a stupid jump in the middle of the Zeus fight. Anyway,
And it works.
and it
It
worked.
works because his Charlie shadow boxing does a flying reverse
The
Superman
flying
punch.
punch.
Yeah. So Charlie moving his momentum away. I'll cover it when we get to the fight.
Yeah. So they go to the Zeus fight, and Texan Elon Musk shows up and goes, "I want to put $100,000 that says that Adam will not survive the first round," and then he
Oh,
loses.
also he
big
goes
time.
this. Also, this is he.
he
Mind
goes
you,
to
it
talk
should
to
be noted at
the
this point
Falcon.
that
He's talking to
Falcon
the Falcon.
from the Avengers movies is in
this guy
film.
also.
We
this
didn't
guy was
mention that,
running
but
the,
that's who
this
he's.
guy was.
yeah,
This guy
but
was running
is
the
he
underground
Spoid?
fighting ring that
Noisy Boy
Noise
got
Boy
ruined.
and Midas fought in, right? Anyways, so he's running his little like spiel, right? He's taking bets, right? Reasonable bets that won't bankrupt you. Captain Cowboy walks up,
And his Cowboy Avengers.
yeah, and just blatantly racially stereotypes.
That's true.
This guy-
He's a racist asshole.
He's
Like-
from Texas.
It's like
I like-
real Elon
That's
Musk.
what heroes do.
I really appreciate that the weird like the funny guy who runs the rodeo at the county fair, who by all like in real life most people are pretty good people, and then is an absolute terrible human being, and then the guy who's
Like,
running the
literally nobody
illegal
redeeming
fight
qualities.
ring, the guy who's running the illegal fight ring with like who's dressed up like a terrible person is just like, hey man, good fight. Here's your $10,000. You did pretty good out there, man.
Yeah.
You got a bright future
Anyways,
ahead of you, kid. It's the
so
freaking
we're going to
choose
the-
your mentor, young man image.
So we go to the Zeus fight, right?
No,
Max
Zeus,
says
not
this-
the zoo. Okay, yeah, you're
the
right.
Zeus fight.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I thought you said
Ma-
the zoo fight.
yeah.
I'm like, what the
I
hell?
was like, we're way
We're back
past
at the
that.
zoo.
We're,
We're
having a
we're resetting the movie.
Flashback scene.
We fell asleep for the last half hour, so we need to recap.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're going to the Zeus fight. Max and Adam do their whole little dancing spiel, right? The crowd is absolutely loving it. Adam almost decks a woman in the third row.
He does.
Yeah.
He gets really close to punching a
It's
woman
really
in the
close to
face as he's
hitting the
dancing.
entire crowd as they're dancing in on the.
Anyways, so this
fucking-
stage
The
is pretty
crowd,
much
yeah, I
everything.
don't remember
It-
him almost killing a woman.
Close enough, but anyways, so this is a pretty big arena, right? It's the World Boxing Arena. They've got these big steel cables coming down to the sides of the rings, and it's my personal headcanon that we see why here in a moment as Zeus makes his intro, does his little pose, bends over, and then just Superman jumps into the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Which my personal headcanon is the reason for those ropes is Zeus's debut. He did that little jump thing and just cratered the ring.
Yeah.
What the
So,
fuck is
fight-
wrecking you two?
Yeah. So fight
Connor
kicks
is
off,
playing
right?
Diablo 2 again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight kicks off.
That's what I do
because-
every time. Otherwise, I'd be
Yeah.
thinking of Yakub. And do you really want that right now?
So, anyways, fight goes as about as you expect, right? Adam is getting the snot beaten out of him.
And
If
he
he
goes
had any,
down
that
3
is.
times in 1 round, which means he
It
technically should
should
have
have been a
lost.
TKO. Yeah, it should have been over right then and there.
There's a really weird part
Uh,
though, where Adam is down for the count, and they're trying to get him rebooted, and then
the lights
Max
are off.
Max
There's
yells, "Come
nobody
on, Adam,
home.
get up!" And like it's like, and then he gets up. It's like there's a human soul inside that robot.
And it's like a dreadnought from Warhammer waking up. I have been awakened once more to fight.
It's absurd.
So, anyways,
death I serve
Adam
thee
keeps
ever.
getting up. He keeps taking all this punch. He keeps getting up. The Nitro Fist of Zeus, right? And
The
Zeus
slap
just
of
absolutely-
God.
Yeah, Zeus hits him with the literal can opener, is what I've dubbed it, as he puts him in a headlock and then just rips his arm across Adam's entire head, taking out the audio function that was transplanted from Noisy Boy into Adam.
Which means that now Charlie has to get into the ring.
You want to cover the
Charlie
Charlie
has to
fight, or
fight
do you want me
first.
to?
So Charlie turns on the shadow boxing feature because he used to be a boxer, and that means that he's better, right? And then from this moment
So it
onward,
used to be. It should be noted. It should be noted. He used to be the #1 boxer in the world.
that's true.
Yeah,
They clarified that he danced all over the person who was #2.
Damn.
So-
it wasn't even a fair fight.
So, and then before this, like Adam is getting clobbered, right? And the moment that Charlie switches on the shadow boxing feature, like Zeus has nowhere to go, right? Like he is getting
Yeah,
like
Because
wrecked.
Charlie is just actually just
because
boxing.
Charlie
But let's realize
enjoys
that
it.
this entire time, these bots aren't actually boxing.
Yeah.
They're just all throwing haymakers.
Yeah, Charlie is
It's a false
actually boxing.
dichotomy, wasn't it? Caleeb went, Ladnie, do you want me to talk about the shadow
Yeah.
boxing fight, or
Well, no,
do
it's-
you want to? And
no,
then
no,
talks
just-
about it
I'm just,
anyway.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
sorry.
I'm just saying. Like the best part about this scene, the only reason why it's like really, really, really good is that it is the only time in the movie where you see Charlie smile. He's like back into boxing, and he's like,
True.
I'm loving this, and it's like, oh my god, they're doing it. They're pulling at our heartstrings and whatever. But like, it's a really good scene because Charlie is actually like, you can see the joy in his life. Earlier on in the movie, he just looks like how I imagined that Hugh Jackman looks constantly. Or he just looks like he wants another bottle of Jack Daniels. But like, it's moment where he's fighting, he's actually got a stupid grin on his face, and he's like, there's this part where you realize that he's really like whatever, because he's figured out that if Zeus overheats, there's nothing he can do against him. So he just baits him into beating the shit out of Adam, right? He does he does the
he
hands
hits-
thing, right?
Yeah, he lures him in.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he just gets the crap kicked out of him. But apparently, because Adam is indestructible, he's made out of adamantium. Huh, I get it now.
Yeah, it's the reason he's funny. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about it was that stupid move we're talking about, where he somehow does a Superman punch that
yes.
had a ton of force behind it, right? But his momentum is actively moving away from Zeus. There's no way that punch should have dealt any reasonable damage.
Yeah, and
Also,
it
we forgot,
actually
the
knocks
first
Zeus
blow-
down.
Yeah, the first blow that Adam lands against Zeus stumbles Zeus.
Yeah,
This Zeus
Yeah.
is apparently a glass
Shot.
cannon.
like terribly designed robot apparently, because it overheats while just fighting normally.
I think the shadow boxing was cool, but I think it would have been a lot cooler if Charlie himself got in the ring and fought Zeus to hand
Oh,
hand
Yeah.
and brought back real boxing,
Also,
not robot
speaking
boxing.
of in the ring, the ref's wearing body armor.
Yeah, the ref is wearing like a ton of body armor. Like that's gonna protect him at all.
No,
Not only the body
I'm
armor,
still
but he's like
pissed off about
dives
that.
out of the
They
ring as
should
soon as
have done-
possible.
They should have done what they do with the medieval MMA shit, where they wear almost nothing except for a t-shirt and then have a big stick. It would have fixed that entire thing, but they don't.
So like I genuinely like the movie, most of the movie is pretty like bland gobbledygook, but the moment where Charlie gets to actually be a boxer again is kind of beautiful. But
It's
Like,
kind of beautiful.
I'm
That's the
saying
word you're gonna
this-
pick to
it
describe it.
it genuinely is. It makes you feel something. Most of the time, it's heartburn, but I don't know. Like I've been making fun of this movie, and we'll get to the rating at the point of it, but like it's not saying that I did not hate the movie. It's just that it's kind of bland. except for the really
Yeah.
cool robot fight scenes. But
I
you
think
know,
that's
so
pretty much how every robot fighting movie goes. I hate to break it to
that's
you.
true. So Zeus gets knocked over, and this is like good because Zeus has never been knocked down before. So basically, they've already lost the fight. The moment he gets knocked down, he gets up
Yeah,
near
he
instantly.
gets knocked down, but he does this hydraulic fist thing, right? It literally gets up instantly.
He does the Mikey Myers like sit up.
No,
Pretty
he doesn't.
much,
No, he
yeah.
doesn't.
Does he
or
not?
Mikey Myers set up his. No. He literally is on his.
No, he
chest,
does a
right?
push
And
up. That's right.
He does
doesn't
the
sit up
push up
like-
thing.
Mm. Okay. Adam does the Mikey Myers.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, he tries, but he still uses his legs.
That's true.
Let's
But
be honest. If it's a Mikey get up, we're just gonna call it an Undertaker get up because
that's true.
No, Michael Myers did it first. Fuck
Mm.
you.
Yeah, but it's
Did
not.
he
But
actually?
but
Was
yeah.
it actually?
Yes,
I
Michael
forget
Myers
how-
did it in the
no,
first.
I just no. I'm saying is I forget how long Undertaker's been around for.
Undertaker has not been around. He was an 80s
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, my bad.
The first
Anyways,
Halloween
continue.
was set like 74, I think.
Michael,
Yeah.
the Undertaker would
Uh,
not have flown in the era of Ric Flair and Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Continue if you would.
So Zeus gets knocked down, and then it's the end of the 5th round, so the fight is over. Even though it's a world heavyweight boxing match, which means it should go on for as like 20 rounds or something like that. But whatever. Or maybe I don't remember. I call BS is what I'm trying to say.
Hold on real quick. The Undertaker began boxing in 1984. Michael Myers, the first Halloween movie is set in 1978. Michael Myers has been doing it for 6 years longer than the Undertaker.
Maybe
Fuck.
the Undertaker is Michael
My
Myers.
bad. I didn't know.
I shot him 6 times. So the fight gets called, and they do a decision thing. And the decision thing is completely bogus though, because they're like, Zeus only lost by 1 point, even though Adam spent the entire fight getting
Yeah.
railed. Like, and
He
Well,
was
yeah,
out
but
several
Zeus gets knocked
times.
out, don't you know?
Oh,
Which is another thing that's kind of bullshit, is the fact that this robot boxing league, every other match is to the death except for this one for some reason.
yeah, because
Yeah,
Twin
it
Cities
is-
just
it
got
is rounds.
eviscerated.
Well, yeah, they
Well, it's because
agreed
it
on
went for
5
so many
rounds.
rounds, 4 and your robots died.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
sure,
yeah,
sure.
Spoid makes
But
the point. They did agree
why
upon
they
5 rounds.
agreed upon that is kind of bullshit. You figured it'd be until one bot is non-competitive
Well,
anymore, because
to
that's what
be
it is with
fair,
literally everything else.
Okay, we forgot the best part though.
Beforehand,
Texan-
Zeus
hold on,
technically
hold on,
has
hold on.
never. No robot has made it past a round with Zeus beforehand.
Yeah.
So
'Cause-
Sure,
so, like-
but
so,
you
hold on, hold on,
figured
hold on.
that would be their agreement.
Well,
It's
there's a
into
really
one drop.
there's a really good bit though where Texan Elon Musk, bets all that money against Adam.
Yeah, 100
And then-
grand. Adam doesn't
And
make
then
it past
Adam
round one.
survives the first round pretty easily. And he's
yeah,
just
he
sitting
gets
in the
dragged
crowd.
away.
He's sitting in the crowd and he just gets dragged away and he's like, please wait for me, prostitute I picked up 4 hours ago.
I'll be back, baby. I'll be
I'll-
back.
Hoo ha hoo.
He turned to
Whoa,
Elvis there
mama.
for a second.
Oh,
Whoa, mama, I'm in the robot boxing ring. This really does seem like the universe where Elvis survived.
It feels like it.
He's
For like
he's
an
got a
extra
robot-
5 months before he had another
Robot
heart attack.
He's got a robot marionetting his body around. Really
I've
like
upgraded
It's like
from-
the Futurama heads.
Yeah, I've upgraded from the king. I'm part robot now. I am the emperor. Soon I will be the Omnisci. So, the match comes to a close, and you're like, well, Zeus won by 1 point, which seems like BS, but okay. And then, not that I'm saying that Zeus should
Yeah,
have
no,
lost. I'm
I-
saying that
no,
Zeus
no,
should
no,
have won
I'd
by
say
way more.
It should have
Yeah.
been by 1 point. He got 2 knockdowns on Zeus, right? Adam got like ragdolled for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So
He got put down way more than
the
2
first
times.
the first punch knocked Adam the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a haymaker, like clothesline, effectively. Like Adam went down like a sack of potatoes.
Do you see the image that I've chosen for this podcast background? That is exactly what happened. You, the viewer, who definitely will not be anybody who is not a part of this thing. So anyway,
If you have somehow,
No,
it is-
no,
it
no,
is-
If you
that's not
somehow
true.
found
How many
this-
views did the last video get?
two
it is-
of
it
them
is
were
The
me.
last video had more than 3. No,
Oh,
hold on.
I watched
if it
it
got 2
twice.
video, I was to say if it had 2 views and we had 4 people in the podcast. That's really funny.
I'm not gonna watch it.
And I don't know if it's even counting my view because I'm like 30 seconds into it.
That counts as a view.
Yeah, all right, guys. It's time to
Fuck,
start
your
rating the
YouTube's
box.
not linked. Your
No, it's
Well, I
not.
think
Yeah,
y'all
you use it.
dislike y'all disliking your own video didn't help.
The way we did that is tricky. I don't think any of us actually disliked it.
dislikes and likes give the same amount of.
It is any attention is attention
Views.
to YouTube.
That's true.
That's crazy.
So, they both. Yeah,
you
they
think
both,
I'd know that by now?
regardless,
yeah,
regardless, boosts the algorithm. So, Zeus is declared the winner, but they're like, "Hey, kid, what about you being the people's champ?" Goes, that sounds pretty good to me, because he already is, because of this freaking weird socialist rant that he gave earlier on in
Yeah.
the movie. So,
This
And then-
This kid came on, gave a massive speech to the crowd, challenged God, and then put God on his.
the
put
hipster
God
from
on-
heaven, the big man upstairs, Gah! And then
Throws a
I think
legend
that's
on
how
us,
the
though.
movie ends. I think the movie ends with like a weird, like,
There's no
inspirational
post-credit scene.
shot.
It is.
Yeah,
There
that's
is no
pretty much it.
conclusion. Then we will never get a.
They pretty
Real
much-
Steel 2.
they
Actually,
pretty
I
much
take that
free
back.
willy it and then get out.
We got a Gladiator 2.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is our year.
All I'm
for
saying is
Real
right
Steel
now
2.
in the cinema industry, we keep just remaking films that don't need to be remade because they ended on such a good note. Real
Real
Steel was
Steel
not one of
2.
those films, so maybe they'll remake it just because they want to. And
A
Hollywood is
remake or
such
maybe
fucker,
a
so
sequel
much
set
money.
20 years in the future.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
think that Real Steel 2 will show the rise of robot wrestling, and Robot Undertaker will throw Robot Mankind off of Robot Hell in a Cell.
Robot Jesus.
I
will
feel like in
arrive.
this reality though, I don't know what to do because we were supposed to have Del Taco, Xbox 720, Sprint was still supposed to be a thing. So I don't know what adverts they're gonna put up now.
Wait, I just realized the Xbox 720
the Xbox
being
2
for
we get the
2020
Xbox 2.
implies that while the 360 releases in 2005,
yeah, the
there's not another
360
Xbox console until the 2020.
Yeah, the
2020.
360 has a ton of longevity in this universe.
Well, yeah, just like in real life, you don't still play with your Xbox.
No, because
Yeah,
my
that is true.
controller's broke. If otherwise,
Yeah,
I
I
would be
feel that's-
playing Skate 2 a lot.
No, it's so valid. I have an original Xbox I play Halo 2 on. Even though I have a Series X with the
I was
Master
gonna say,
Chief
that-
Collection, I still
That's
play
another thing
2
is
on
in
the
this future
Classic.
where everybody plays video games, right? It's surprising that nobody's using like a video game controller. Like they're all using their like own custom modded like robot fighting controllers, right?
So
Yeah,
They're
'cause much
shadow
like real
boxing
life.
their inputs.
Man.
Yeah.
okay, so that was the poorly described plot of Real Steel. So I guess we're good.
Robot
I
box.
guess
Spinning the
robot
wheel.
boxing. So
Spinning the
no, we
wheel.
haven't done the wheel yet. We gotta do our opinions on the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Street.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to describe our opinions,
So-
dumbass.
Oh yeah.
Actually, first I
so
want to hear who was it that said Mr. Deeds is better than Real Steel. I want to
That
hear
was
that
Everyone,
point be made.
everyone,
I want to hear that. Point be made.
everyone said that.
I think that's the general
No.
consensus.
no, we said Mr. Deeds had more of a plot to describe than Real
Yeah,
Steel.
but someone at the very beginning explicitly stated
that was Keaton.
that Mr. Deeds.
And
was
he's
better.
right. Fuck you. Mr. Deeds is a better movie than Real Steel.
I genuinely enjoyed it more than Real Steel. I think it was it
I'm
had
with
better
Keaton
writing.
on this.
It had Adam Sandler beating up people.
And bicycles.
So like an Adam
It was
Sandler
better.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Have you never seen
Okay,
Mr.
so
Deeds?
Steven,
I have.
Steven.
I've seen it several times. I had it on
Okay.
DVD.
So we're gonna go from left to right based on the image. So Steven, what were your thoughts on Real Steel, and how would you rate it on a 5-star system?
On a 5-star system, I would honestly give it probably a 3.5. It's
Okay.
a little bit better
Nope,
than
that's not
average,
it.
right?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5,
Okay,
not
okay,
3 and
okay.
a half.
No, you
Fuck
can do
you.
points. We're doing
This
like the
isn't
letterbox.
I say because I do genuinely enjoy the film. Yes, it does kind of lack a little bit in the plot department, but it's kind of self-aware in that aspect, in the fact that it just has a long-ass montage of robots fighting, and it looks good.
Yeah.
The kid
Robot
crunks out a whole
fighting.
12 pack of Dr. Pepper. You know, the child is picking up the alcoholic syndrome that the father has, as well as the gambling too, which I don't think we mentioned that. They fucking Charlie's very clearly a gambler with everything he's doing with the robots and how much money he keeps losing, and the child's very clearly picking up on that too as he starts gambling on the biggest fights he can get himself into. And on these
True.
robots, like, oh yeah, no, like before they got Adam, he was like, oh yeah, no, let's just put together, these two broken, ripped apart robots before they end up going to the fucking
Yeah, they were about to like
scrapyard.
Frankenstein a robot together.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
honestly, I enjoy Real Steel producing. It's not peak cinema, but you know what? I will put it on and I will watch it with a burger.
So okay, I guess now it's my point. So like I've said this I said this last episode. The way that I rate films on Letterboxd, and I guess the way that I just rate them to begin with, is that if a movie scores more than 3 stars, it is a movie that I would watch by myself. 3 stars is a point that it is prime entertainment for somebody else to watch, or to watch with other people, or to watch on television. This is a perfect movie to watch on television because the plot doesn't matter, so you don't miss anything, and you're just watching robots beat people up. So I already wrote my letterbox review for it, and I just read Keaton's, and it's pretty good. So mine is a 3-star review that just says, I kept thinking that the bull from the start should have been the protagonist, and they could have made the movie real veal. um, okay, Caleeb, what do you think about your favorite movie?
It's a 5-star movie. I wrote a college essay over this movie and got 100%.
I guess
on it.
he's dead.
Is that real?
Oh,
Yes.
never mind. I did.
I did.
No,
Hold
wait,
on.
what?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What?
for film class, we
have to show
had
us
free
now.
we had 4 free pick movies, and I wrote an essay over Real Steel and got like 100 on it.
That's
No
Well, you
fucking
have to
way.
show
I
us
don't
that.
believe
what was
you.
your argument?
Yeah, you have to
What was
prove
your
this to
argument
us
on
now.
Real Steel?
So we the one we had to do was like the different types of conflict in it, and this movie has some great man versus nature conflict.
Some father versus son conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robot versus
Really checking
robot
every
conflict.
box that you can.
Bot versus
Yeah.
bot. Oh,
Man
okay,
versus
not a
that-
great- it's
society
not a-
goes crazy in it too.
Man versus
Yeah.
technology, man versus
I
self.
also
man
mind
versus
you,
door. Door is stuck. Please.
the other movie I did an essay on that I can remember was iRobot featuring Will Smith.
Oh,
Did you
God.
just pick
Anything
robot?
with a
Really
robot,
loves
you
his
just
robots.
masturbate over.
And
You don't
then
have
I
a
put-
personality. It's just robot, isn't it? When
hey-
you were a child, the
Connor.
first word
Hey,
you ever
Connor.
said to your mother was just a robot, wasn't
Are
it?
you a robot?
Connor, I need you.
Yeah.
Connor, I need you to guess what the first movie I did an essay over was.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim. A movie
Yes.
about giant robots beating the fuck out of other
Yes.
giant robots. Really
You just
monstrous.
walk to
Yeah.
Caleb's house,
No,
try
I'm
to pick
not
him up, and you
surprised.
just hear clang, 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 clang from inside.
Okay.
I feel like you
Listen.
get those "Are you a robot?" captchas, and you have to sit and think about it for a couple minutes.
Yeah. He moves his mouse in the specific way that they're looking for or whatever, and it still fails.
Okay. Spoid, what were your opinions regarding Real Steel robot boxing?
I'd give it a 3-ish.
Ish?
Ish.
Okay.
Ish.
It
What is
could. Okay, it
ish
depends on like the type of night that I'm watching. Like if I'm choosing to watch it, or if I'm being forced to watch it, I'd probably give it closer to a 2 point whatever. But if it's just like
I'm being held at
a movie
gunpoint
that
to
came up
watch
on
it.
TV, like I'm just laying on the couch watching TV and it pops up on FX, I'd probably be more interested in it. I don't know
God,
the
it would play on
psychology
FX.
behind that, huh?
I said it would play on FX or
It
Spike.
does play on FX.
Yeah, it's absolutely something they would put on FX or Spike. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the robot fighting part. I didn't care too much for the
So
father-son
you
bonding
liked
bit.
the movie.
Yeah, it was okay.
The father-son
Okay,
bonding was
did you
a
like?
was a big
Hold
plot
on.
of the
Did you
movie.
like the plot of the movie, or did you like the people beating the shit out of, or the robots beating the shit out of each other? There's a fundamental difference here.
The plot was mid. The robots were cool.
There we go.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, Connor. What was your
I just like
opinion
how
on the
there's-
movie?
I do like how there was more lore in the video games than there was in the actual movie.
That's true, isn't it?
If I ever meet somebody, if I ever meet somebody who knows the Real Steel lore, I am forcing them to get a job. So
I wish I had one.
All
Or
right,
you say that I'm
Caleeb,
currently job hunting.
that's
it's
fine.
job time.
Imagine.
It's job. Oh,
It's job time.
Get a job, pal.
okay, Connor. What were your opinions?
I think the movie is out of 5 stars, probably a 2. Not because, how to put it, it's 2 stars solely because the only entertaining aspect of it is that robots beating the fuck out of each other. And I really wanted to see real veal instead of real steel. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was a little
completely,
more.
real.
We were
Um,
cheated.
It's just how to put it. I fucking hate child acting because it's always so bad. There's very few instances when a child actor is great. Max was, no offense to him, not great.
I looked it up. Dakota Goyo
And
actually stopped acting after he became an adult. And
right
he
after,
just he no not right after this, but after he became an adult, he stopped being an actor and he just does like regular stuff now,
I don't blame him.
I
which
wonder
is
how much
good for
money
him.
he has.
I mean, good for
No,
him.
good for him.
No, the,
Um,
the child acting industry
but
is like really bad from what I know.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Like,
it's terrible.
it's just, well, it's because, no offense to children, they're just not great actors.
No,
There's again,
there's
there
a
are
few
some that
outliers,
are
obviously,
phenomenal
right?
actors, right?
Like
But
Macaulay
Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional. She does a really good job.
sure, whatever the hell you're talking about.
You've never seen
That's a
Oh
phenomenal
wait, it's
movie.
Leon the
Actually,
Professional.
that's gonna be
You
mine.
just
That's gonna be mine
pronounced
if I
it in
win.
Leon the
French.
Professional.
Okay. Yeah, you
Oh, I know
pronounced it.
which one you're talking
I had
about.
no idea
Yeah,
what you were
Yeah,
talking
Natalie
about.
Portman's
I've not
really
seen
good
it
in that
yet,
movie.
but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was Natalie Portman. That's kind of
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Natalie
Like,
Portman.
Yeah.
Padme straight up murdering
Huh.
people when she was a child.
No, she doesn't kill anyone in the
Yeah.
movie.
Actually,
No,
also
she
says
just
Padme
assists
is
in
cool.
murder. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
that's true.
Completely different.
But still never seen that movie. But no, it's just the child acting was bad. The actual story itself was bad. The only thing it had going for it was that it's robots beating the fuck out of each other.
Which is cool.
All right, Keaton.
Yeah, that's why it gets 2 stars.
Keaton, what is your opinion?
It gave really strong "Dad fell asleep with the TV on" vibes, but
Mom and Dad don't know I'm still down here and it's past my bedtime.
You know what? You know what's
Yeah.
funny about that? Is that describes every single time that I've seen this movie. Like, not even kidding.
yeah.
Who's the
But
dad in this
I'd
scenario,
give it
Ladnie?
like
My dad. My dad.
I meant,
give
like,
it,
my
like-
dad.
when we
No,
watch
no, no.
it.
My
I meant
dad
when we watched
regularly.
it.
My dad regularly stays up until midnight, and sometimes some nights when I was like in like elementary school, I couldn't sleep, so I just watched whatever he was watching until I got tired. And most of the time, it would either be like Real Steel or The Fifth Element. Like it's like a weird part of my life.
Yeah,
Is
but Fifth
that
Element's a great movie.
Fifth Element's wild, and I still don't know what it's about either.
Monkey Pass.
For me, it was always like The Mummy 2 for some reason.
Yeah.
And that movie sucked.
Dude,
It was always the heat
Um,
for me because
Ooh,
Uh,
Heat's good.
for me, it was most likely some sort of like doomsday scenario movie, like I
Oh,
think
like
it
a
was
like a
2012
like a Roland
2012.
Emmerich film. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Or,
or
Ooh, Independence Day.
or
Yeah.
just straight up football because
Yeah.
he's a big sports fan.
Was.
2
I can't
a.m.
believe you guys grew up with a
Live.
father that you could watch movies with late at night. You're
I
so
didn't.
Oh
privileged.
no.
Laugh
Yeah.
at the divorced
see?
kid. Yeah, Spoid
Me
did
and
it.
How did-
Spoid are in the same boat.
Yeah. How did neither of your two fathers want to watch TV with you? It must be really
Two
disappointing.
mothers.
Your fathers.
No, I'm talking about you, Connor.
Wait,
Oh, that-
what's
yeah.
no, Jay married in way after I had
know, I
discovered
know,
my
I'm
own internet
Making
stuff.
a dumb
And
joke.
You're what?
my dad was a gamer, which means he speaks.
Okay.
He speaks Japanese.
My dad.
We should mention fucking Max at one point is wearing a
Wearing a shirt-
Japanese shirt
yeah,
for
that
like a
just says
while,
ro-
and it
that
just
just
says
says-
robots.
It just says Robatsu.
Yeah.
He says
Also,
it's just
thanks
robots.
for the translation, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the
Well,
most
it's because he's a
surprising thing of the
gamer.
night. That was the most surprising thing of the night. Was that just
Steven can
he
read the
spoke-
kana.
Steven just knew kana. He's like,
Well, no,
Katakana,
it's
not kana,
because
it's katakana.
Steven-
But there's
It's
multiple kinds of
katakana,
kana.
and it's
but
because
yes.
Steven's a fucking gamer, you dumbass. Listen to the words I'm saying.
Okay, Keaton, could you please read your letterbox review because I think it's funny.
what was my letter? Oh, this movie has motivated me to
friend.
sell off custody over my son so I can buy a cool boxing robot,
All right.
Hell yeah.
which I think is good. I'd give the
Okay.
movie
How
like
many
2
stars did you give it?
stars. I'd give it 1
Okay.
star for good visual effects, cool robot boxing, and another star for absolutely insanely bad parenting.
Okay.
I don't have much to add on to
alright.
that.
All right, going on to the last person in the line, Roger Ebert, who gave this movie 3 stars out of 4. It says, Real Steel is a real movie. It has characters, it matters who they are, it makes sense of its action, it has a compelling plot. Sometimes you go into a movie with low expectations and are pleasantly surprised. And I'm pretty sure Roger Ebert saw the wrong movie.
He did describe it as a real.
deal.
This is-
Cow boxing.
I'm just imagining like Roger Ebert sitting in the theater going, this is real cinema.
This is just
Absolute
phenomenal.
Okay.
Magnum opus.
I will mention this is probably
Alright.
the first time I've actually
So
seen
now
the
it's,
film
now
all
it's
the
time
way
for the
through.
best part of the podcast.
Is it time for
The
the
Okay.
wheel?
It's time for the
The
wheel.
wheel.
So,
Oh.
Spoid and Steven, do you want to
Spoid.
be involved in the next movie? Because we can put your
Oh,
name on the...
absolutely.
Okay, so
I'll
we'll put
be
you're
your...
able
involved,
to,
but I
then
don't
we'll-
want it if I win.
Okay, you don't want to pick.
Wait, hold
Okay.
on. I'm slightly confused about how this
You
works.
just like
Was it that
Stanley,
we're
that's it.
doing a wheel every time, or we're
Yeah, we're
doing
doing
a
a wheel
bad
every
movie
time.
and then wheel and then
No,
a
we
bad movie
decided-
and then a wheel?
We decided
The
to do...
wheel? No. The wheel is who gets to decide. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
we're just doing the
Okay.
wheel instead of the bad movie alternating thing, so that way we don't watch a movie that all of us hate. So we don't have to watch...
No, we're going to
We'll
watch
do-
it. Just
we'll
you
do
fucking
s-
wait.
We will do specials where we watch movies like Ocean's 11, but we please just pick a movie that you like.
Shut the fuck up. If you
Um,
give me the big casino again, I will kill you.
I'm not picking that.
I know
It'll be
where
a
you
special
sneak.
episode. Okay, spinning. Oh shit, it's me.
Oh,
Ocean's
shit.
11. Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
Okay. Shit, I didn't even think of one because I wasn't expecting to get one.
Oh wait, hold
uh,
on. Did we?
yeah,
No, never mind. It doesn't matter. But I was curious if we struck Caleeb from the list or we kept him
No,
on.
Caleeb was on because it's a new role. Let me
Okay.
Yeah.
just check like my
A
5-star.
reroll?
No, what?
No, we're not watching a 5-star. Pick an Adam Sandler film. You know you want to.
No.
We're not doing 5-star films.
Happy
4
Gilmore.
stars.
Give
for
us
the road.
Waterboy or something.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right, hold on.
I don't think I've ever seen Waterboy.
Boobies.
No, pick whatever. Waterboy is legitimately one of Adam Sandler's best movies, even though
I
he's
know,
playing
right?
somebody who has no fucking thoughts in his brain. It has all the
movie.
information of a
And it
bonobo
has-
ape
And it has violence in it.
and titties.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Kung Fu Hustle.
Wait, no, that wasn't
What
that
the
movie.
hell is that?
Which
I'm
movie
down
is it
for
with?
that.
What's
I
his
feel like I know
face's
this name.
titties?
Huh?
It's because he's been wanting us to watch this movie for like 3 months now.
Well,
won't stop
no,
talking
we were
about
talking,
it
about
either.
Shaolin Soccer. Okay, I'm gonna go Kung
No,
Fu
no.
Hustle. On this one.
Khalid was talking about Shaolin
Kung Fu
Soccer.
Hustle it
You've
is,
been
hell
talking
yeah.
about Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Ever
is
since
a-
we watched Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. So yeah. Kung Fu Hustle is a Stephen Chow film, and it's very very fun.
More
it
on that
ta-
later.
I don't
It's-
want to
yeah, we'll watch
read
it. We'll watch it later.
subtitles.
But it's
Oh my
so
god, that
fun,
kid is buff.
Yeah.
right?
Don't ruin it for us.
What are we
Okay.
talking about?
There's a Kung Fu Hustle 2 coming out.
Oh, thank God. Okay,
It
so I
won't be a
guess
continuation though.
Bad.
sometime soon we will watch Kung Fu Hustle. I guess
Remember-
that's
Next
it.
week?
Remember.
Maybe I could do next week. I'm not sure though.
Shit, wait, no. We can do an in-person episode because me and Spoid will be seeing each other very soon.
Okay.
What are you sneaking into his room at night?
Do you hear how unexcited Spoid sounded about that?
Boy,
Sure.
did you hear a knock at your door?
I still
sound-
see
your
your
sound-
Play the
That
flowers in
sound.
my room.
Play the sound.
No, your soundboard's muted. It won't do anything.
Yeah, I muted his soundboard too. That one will.
That one works. Okay. We are now. This is now a longer episode than Mr. D's. We're now clocking in at 1:28.
Most of it was spent not talking about the movie.
Yeah, I
a
know.
minute?
Well,
28?
or sorry, an hour 30.
Just wait
Or
until the
hour
Nation of
28.
Islam comes back in.
You
So-
need to make sure to put on
I feel
the
like we
image of
should-
the Yakub shirt when it was mentioned for the viewers.
Well, it's already
Later.
on. It's on the screen permanently
Okay,
because it's
that's
your
right.
logo.
I can't see what you're
Yeah.
seeing. All right.
No.
Hold on.
I posted the image
made-
last night.
Yeah, it's just you with Anya Taylor-Joy holding the Yakup shirt.
Can you add an additional like
The product was not made with high intelligence stats.
add like an additional 30
There you
minutes to
go.
the video that's like complete silence with that picture. Just to take it all in and let the audience laugh at it like we do.
Okay,
Let them
we're
check
The
it out,
audience
guys.
being us.
we're almost to an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and a half. I think we
God.
should end it the only way that we can. It's by repeating the opening part of the episode.
I can't let you get close.
What? I
Yeah.
can't let you get close.
can't let you
Yeah,
get
exactly
close.
that.
Can't let you get
So
close.
I'm
I
gonna
can't let
I'm
you get
going
close.
okay, so I'm going
I
to
can't let you get
unmute your
close.
soundboards, and then I'm
I
gonna do
let can't you get close-ish.
I'm gonna do a quick countdown, and then we can do it. All right.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull it up then.
Yeah.
Give
Get
me a
ready, get
second.
ready. Everybody,
I have
everybody
to
ready?
go hunting.
We
Mm-hmm.
never
Okay, I've got it.
elaborated, did we?
Now, are we going on go or are we going on 3? What are we doing?
We're gonna have a short break after I say 3, or after I say 1. We're gonna
So-
go
We're
3,
going to
2,
hell.
1, and then we're gonna wait a beat, and then we'll all do it.
So like 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. I can't let you get close.